Ascension messages. Earth's history 2190 BC to present, Jesus the Deception. 21,900 BC years ago, the Luciferian Anunnaki Races collapsed the Firmament Hydro-suspension Fields on the Lemurian Continent. This event gave Earth our last major glacial period, 21,900 BC to 14,000 BC. The new teleport station of the rebuilt pyramid at Giza, now aligned with the energetic systems of Alcyone, the Pelaydees offered swift guardian intervention, and protection of Earth and easy access to Earth visitation. The Anunnaki resistance, the Draken, their allies and other groups not authorized by the Syrian Council, were not permitted to access the Alcyone spiral for Earth visitations. Unauthorized groups could, however, take the long way in, using other intergalactic portals which connected to Earth's portal system. They were used by other stellar cultures who also influence the development of the races on Earth. The Atlantean culture digressed into a torturous elitist society, run by the Templar Anu operatives of the Anunnaki resistance, and due to their action in 9558 BC, Earth civilizations would be forever changed. Luciferian Covenant, negative aliens enter full alliance under the One World Order Anti-Christos agenda, formally mandated through the Luciferian Covenant. Also competing for the One World Order agenda are the Omicron Draconian and Odedicron Reptilian races of Orion. The Sirius A Jehovian Anunnaki race also have a One World Order agenda. 9558 BC years ago, the Anunnaki races and the Luciferian Covenant orchestrated the Atlantean flood and the intentional rewriting of human history since this time. Forbidden history reveals a long-term plot, with an anti-Christic agenda that exists to the present day. At this time an off-planetary war, between the Galactic Federation of Planets, including the Palladian High Council opposing the regressive Anunnaki races agenda, of taking control in this part of the solar system, was taking place, resulting in the destruction of life on the surface of Venus and Mars, and the total destruction of Tiamat, as previously discussed. The Templar Anu, motivated by the Anunnaki resistance, devised a plan to take control of the Great Pyramid teleport station, so that the resistance could have free access to the Alcyone spiral. Their plan also included the destruction of the sphere of the Amenti, using Ankh tools pirated from the Anu/Melchizedeks of the Inner Earth. The Templar/Anu attempted to direct UHF-5D energy from the Ankhs, through the great crystal generator that still remained operational in the Atlantean Islands, through the Earth's energetic grid, and into the Ark of the Covenant's portal bridge. They intended to send this high-powered electromagnetic pulse, EMP, through the Ark of the Covenant, and into the sphere of Amenti, that was held within a planetary core in the Andromeda Galaxy. Their erroneous calculations indicated that if they sent precise EMP patterns into the Ark of the Covenant, the sphere of Amenti could be isolated as a target for destruction, and the morphogenic field of Earth, blue flame, could be released and returned through the Ark of the Covenant, to be used as an inexhaustible source of power. The miscalculation became the downfall of Atlantis. When the Templar/Anu sent their destroyer beam EMP through the Ark of the Covenant, an exploding energy focused in the Andromeda Galaxy quickly refracted off a security seal, placed by the Guardians, that replicated and intensified the beam, projecting it back down to the Ark of the Covenant, and back into the Earth's matrix grid, back to the point of origin in the main crystal generator, beneath the largest island of Atlantis. The explosion resulted in another tilt of the Earth's axis, causing a series of earthquakes and floods. The Giza Pyramid teleport station was again thrown out of alignment, as Earth's vortex beneath it, Earth's heart chakra, no longer energetically lined up with the Alcyone spiral. After the explosion, the Syrian Council ordered the removal of the crystal generators that were still intact. These massive crystals were returned to Sirius B. With the removal of the crystals, humanity's technological abilities were thrown into the Dark Ages, and the once glorious civilizations of Earth were reduced to primitive organizations, based upon survival concerns, also discussed previously. 9540 BC, following this catastrophe, the Ra Confederacy, the Elohim and other ETs altered Earth's morphogenic field, creating a natural frequency fence that did not allow the 4D to plug into the 3D realities of humanity. All interstellar portals were deactivated, all ETs were put on a non-interference status, and Earth was quarantined. The third DNA strand of humanity manifested, while the other strands were suppressed and resulted in a genetic mutation. These gaps in DNA caused memory loss between conscious awareness and astral awareness 4D and above. The ego with its 5 physical senses and the higher self were now in the illusion of separation. Humanity lost all direct assistance with the multidensity galactic communities. Conscious recall of higher densities requires the 4th DNA strand. Somewhere amongst this saga the Zephilium, Zeta Reticuli, genetically mixed with the Templar/Onu in the hope of reversing their manipulated genes, by creating a hybrid for themselves that was more suitable to Earth. The 12 DNA strand package is the highest genetic imprint at this time on Earth, and when fully activated can embody a 12th density over soul. An alternative plan was devised by the priests of and Elohim, that would allow other souls other than the Onu races to ascend. This plan was carried out by the Blue Flame Melchizedek. Meantime on the Gaza Plateau, Egyptian pharaohs and their cohorts took these civilizations along destructive pathways, as discussed previously. Guardianship of the Ark of the Covenant was now transferred to the Hebrew cloister races. The Elohim abandoned their attention to the human race, except to save the Onu/Melchizedek and the Hebrew people. The Elohim decided that the only way to ensure pure genetic breeding was to become a pro-male dominated society, thus controlling women for breeding purposes. An ET Nephilim from the second seeding was brought to Earth. His name was Melchizedek, king of Salem. Later Salem became Jerusalem. Melchizedek and Hebrew Essenes were known as the Templar/Melchizedek. Other Essenes who worked with the priests of and Azarite Council were known as the Blue Flame Melchizedek. In order to realign the sphere of Amenti and reunite the Essene factions, a 12th density level avatar was brought into Earth's 3D matrix. 12 BC, this 12th density avatar was born outside of Bethlehem, and was taken into custody by the priests of The child's soul essence was born as Avatar Sananda and was named Jeshua Melchizedek, that we will call Jeshua 12. 7 BC, the Elohim decided to bring in a 9th level avatar. This child was named Jeshua 9, with parents, Mary and Joseph as per Bible. In the Bible the lives of these two avatars became consolidated as one, Jesus. Through the birth of Jeshua 12, the Hebrew and Melchizedek morphogenic field of Alcyone was reignited. The sphere of Amenti was repaired, becoming known as the savior of the races. 8 AD, Jeshua 12, at the age of 20, after studying in Persia and India was taken to Gaza by the priests of Here he assisted many groups to ascend through the halls of Amenti. From here, the Blue Flame Melchizedek Essenes, as well as the Melchizedek and Hebrew cloisters, were appointed by the Azurites of Ra to share guardianship over the Arch of the Covenant. Jeshua 9 became popular among the Templar Melchizedek, who were not aware or interested in Jeshua 12. Jeshua 9 had traveled through Nepal, Greece, Syria, Persia, and Tibet. Jeshua 12's teachings were more Eastern and became hidden, or were part of secret mystery schools within Egypt. Jeshua 9's teachings became more well-known, thus, more popular from Roman influence. 6 women of various races were chosen to carry the Jeshua 12 seed to perpetuate the 12 DNA strands. The descendants of their children were spread amongst the French, Celtic, Egyptian and African lines. Jeshua 9 and his 3 children prospered. 27 AD, Jeshua 12 ascended through the Ark of the Covenant, at the age of 39. 47 AD, Jeshua 9 went to Tibet, and with the help of the Elohim, he ascended. Both Jeshua 12's and Jeshua 9's teachings have been corrupted and twisted to suit those in need of power. Due to Jeshua 12's and Jeshua 9's efforts, all races have been restored in the sphere of Amenti, and the first wave of mass ascension of 2018-2020 AD are back on schedule. However, as previously mentioned, all these timelines are in a temporal knot. We must now win the hearts and minds of humanity, and restore the intended timeline, that will deliver humanity back into the intended outcome, that has been the plan for many thousands of years. To achieve this, it is important to remember to integrate fear, and on the frequency of love, we must create in our hearts and minds the outcome we desire. Again, we will remind you the power of thought. Thoughts create. Tawana, Tawa, adventure with joy, with all its multiple meanings.